It's time for the Senior Community Spotlight Show. It is a Friday morning. And a frantic Friday here in the studio as we play musical chairs all morning. People in, people out. It's fun and exciting, and then a lot of things going on outside, too, because of the Nightmare on Chicago Street going on in the next 48 hours. Steve Thoren's here, and how you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great, and hi, everybody, and happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week out there. A week of introduction to winter. My goodness, we had a couple chilly mornings.
Right around the freezing mark, a couple days.
I was lucky, though. I did pull a bunch of plants up on the porch, but it's the giveaway is always our bird baths. And I remember in the past where one morning it didn't feel that cold and there was a little sheet of ice on it, but not this year. So far, none. So my plants have all survived, and now I can keep them out for at least another couple weeks.
Yeah.
And until I get ready, and I didn't want to bring them in yet.
Can't tell. I don't know what's happening at the end of next week, but it looks like we're back to a little bit warmer weather for at least a week or so.
Yep. But I know one thing: we won't be seeing any more asphalt paving companies. The ones that put the tar over your driveway, seal it, the sealers, I've learned their policy is if there's 3 days in a row where it goes below 50, then they're done for the year. So I think we won't see any more sealers. But we will see a lot of other fun things, and my goodness, I knew enough to go a different route to get here today. And sure enough, I'm glad I did. There was a lot of diversions of traffic signs, and they've got a lot of preparation ready with roadblock signs. I'm wondering, I see the guy across the street in the new business in his door on the phone. He's probably in for quite a shock.
Well, I think, anybody that's new to downtown Elgin that hasn't experienced this before doesn't quite know what to expect.
Right. And they're going to be shocked at what they do encounter. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of for sure, we've got a good show here next half hour or a little less to make some announcements, say hi to some folks, and show some appreciation. I do want to send my condolences out to Heidi on the loss of her husband.
Yeah.
And once again, George mentioned, sometimes it's just shocking. Look at it. He was at the First Responders Fest having fun, which seems like just yesterday. I mean, it was so recent.
Right.
I mean, granted, it's a month and a half or so, but that's all it is. And then here he is already gone. It's shocking. And Sue Samuelson, I saw her at the doctor a week and a half before, and I was there. And she seemed like her normal self, and said she was having some discomfort, but gave me a hug and we talked. And then the next thing you know, George called me and said she's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's life is precious. We heard some of your comments this morning, Larry. Enjoy people, enjoy things, do things. Don't allow for regrets.
Yeah. And the more you experience things like this, maybe the more you realize you better start doing that.
Yeah.
You better start. If you're not, you better start, because some people get ill, and it takes a long time for them to pass, but each person is their own separate case, so you never know. Some people go quickly, and maybe some people would rather go quickly.
In some cases. To bring up Steve Ainsworth, I mean, that's such a sad thing. But that disease is so tragic, and it's so disturbing.
Humiliating to a certain degree.
Well, and imagine the feeling that the individual has.
Right.
When they know what's looming. They know what's looming. And if in some cases you look at like someone like Steve McMichael, and then others where in the instance of Steve Ainsworth, if that ever happened to me, I would want to be more like Steve Ainsworth, because it was rather short-lived. It did not endure a lot of suffering. And more importantly, it didn't allow even himself to endure mental anguish and demise. I mean, he didn't have so much time to constantly focus and think about his fade.
Right.
And anyway, let's move on to something more fun.
Yeah.
As we have workers outside and everybody making noise and having fun out there. Well, listeners, always good to be here on Friday. And I'm joined here with our wonderful producer and the host of the morning show here on WRMN, Trustee Marky B. On with today's show, and listeners, of course, as you know, I always start my show out with a dedication, most often a memorial, but sometimes to a living person or persons, or even a place or an event. My individual dedication this week is kind of a double. It is indeed, not to anyone's surprise, the Halloween event of the Midwest in the United States. Yes, it is in Elgin, Illinois. The Nightmare on Chicago Street returns tomorrow and is said to be the best ever. 15,000 people are expected to converge on the downtown. Couple that with all the workers, helpers, volunteers, employees, store workers, and etc. You're looking at 18,000 people. That's what they expect the total number to be in one sense or another. And I truly believe it will happen because they've had that happen, that amount happen before, and it just keeps getting bigger. People that come to it say, I'm never going to miss this again. And then they tell their friends.
Yeah.
And I've heard from people that I met someone that came from Kentucky, and they were a friend of a friend of mine, but they said that they came up to see it, and they said, we're going to come every year. This is when we're going to plan our visit, just because of this.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of so many people are not from here, that now they're going to be from surrounding towns. And I saw down the street, there's WGN, Channel 9 TV news truck is out there. They must be out filming the setup.
Yeah, they were parked right in front of the radio station earlier this morning. So the Nightmare on Chicago Street's getting some coverage on Chicago television, which will add to our crowd. And even I think Larry even said it, or somebody did on the earlier show. People that, even if you are from Elgin and you're coming to the event tomorrow night, you might live in Providence or someplace out west that you don't ever come to downtown Elgin, but you know about this event, so you are going to tomorrow night.
Right.
So it's kind of good in that regard too. Some of these new Elginites that maybe live far out west that don't come in their own minds are like, I don't have any reason to go to downtown Elgin. Maybe they will have that reason tomorrow night, and something about downtown Elgin tomorrow night will attract them back afterwards.
The strip mall out there where Nico's is and Massiano's is probably not going to be very busy tomorrow night.
That's Elgin to a lot of those people.
That's actually it.
Yeah.
You know, that it's so busy on Friday nights, but I've been out there and I see people pulling out of the lot and they're going to the left. You know, they're going into their subdivisions out there.
Yeah.
And that is such a convenience for all of them, but they don't venture eastward downtown. And they're going to now. And it's going to be quite a deal for people parking. And once it starts filling up, and I'm curious, I'm going to find out from Amanda Harris how her special parking passes went and things like that. But it just seems like young people, they don't care what it costs nowadays. Put it on plastic and play now, pay later.
Yeah. Whatever it takes.
That's it. Well, we want to say kudos, and what a wonderful thing. I mean, it is indeed Elgin's signature event. And it's going to be so many people in costume and so many adults. I did hear this year they're not going to turn away children.
Right.
But I can't emphasize enough, it is not a child event. If you bring a kid here, that kid's going to end up getting scared because some of the costumes are so realistic and certain things are just adult oriented. But they get one or two people that verbally complain on Facebook that why don't you do this for kids? Why don't you let kids in? So, all right, well, bring them on. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I also, Mark, want to make mention that this incredible event would not be possible for the dedication of all the people that are involved in the biggest Halloween party in the Midwest. And the, there's so many workers, hundreds and hundreds of workers and volunteers that are already working today. When I'm done today here, I'm going to take a little walk around and see, since the streets they're closed to traffic, but at least you can still walk them today. Mm-hmm. So I want to see the activity firsthand as how things are going up. But it's an incredible night, and all these people that work so hard, and that includes, of course, the chief brought in a gal and the fire chief. They have to have safety measures. So many police. And I wasn't able to hear all of the chief's program today as I was working on my show and focusing. But I imagine that you've got probably two different types of officers for tomorrow night. You got the ones that are excited to work it, and you got the ones that are assigned to work it. Don't you think?
I would imagine so, yeah.
I'm sure that there are some that I hope I don't have to work it, but if they get assigned because they need more, then that's where they're going to be.
Yeah.
But then you got other ones that are saying, please put me on that shift.
Yeah, some people really enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's got to be a challenge for them, and always on your guard. I did hear the chief's in and out of the car. I heard her say, no exceptions on the costumes.
About 5 times.
Yes.
About 5 times. Yep.
Well, and that's the part that puzzles me. How could anyone in today's world think that bringing a realistic yet plastic gun would be okay?
Yeah.
No matter what it is, any type of a, quote, realistic looking weapon. It's just not what the world is allowed. And hopefully they'll learn their lessons as it continues on.
I can't imagine anybody, yeah, like you said, I can't imagine anybody thinking that I'm going to bring this toy gun with my costume tonight and they're going to let me in.
Yes.
I mean, don't they know that that's not going to happen? You would think.
Well, it's something. I also want to make mention that one thing that is very interesting about this, I've talked to Fran over there at Whatnots and Whimsies, the antique store. She's over there just a couple doors west of the Elgin Public House.
Yeah.
And you know what she told me? It's her busiest night of the year, buying antiques. So many people come in costumes. Now, they might come in to get warm. They might come in to just take a break, walk around. She has a lot of stuff on sale. But she said they sell so much stuff, and then people will say, can you just put this in a box or a bag and keep it behind the counter for me, and we'll come tomorrow or we'll come next week and get it. And she says, gladly. You know why she says that? Because when they come back, oftentimes they buy something else.
Well, right. And otherwise she would make the sale anyway, because people aren't going to tote that stuff around. And especially what Chief said last hour, there's no ins and outs. You're not allowed to leave and come back.
Right, exactly. And Rick, there goes Tish. Rich Wagner said that he does so much business that night, people buying records, that the store is literally packed, and he had to have a line out front where people couldn't come in until someone else left. I mean, that's just phenomenal to me. I just can't get over it. And finally, the Owls Club. It's the only night a year that the Owls Club is open to the public. But here's something they've done that I find interesting. Now, they use it as a moneymaker. The club needs to make a profit. So they have a guard at the door. They monitor attendance because it's the same thing. They get so many people in that they have to stop. And then someone leaves, someone can come in. but they also change their prices for that night. Now, here's what the members do and what they encourage the members to do and what they advertise for 2 months in the member newsletter. If you plan on coming that night, buy drink chips ahead of time. Then you have your drink chips because you can get chips at the bar because so many people like to buy drinks for other people. And so they will have chips available. And there's Cecilia Brooks walking her dog.
There she is.
So people that are members will buy drink chips at the regular price for members because it's all one price that night. They're not going to give members one price. They can't manage that. It's just too busy. But I thought that was an ingenious way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good idea.
So good luck to the Owls. Good luck to all the businesses. And a big congratulations to the city of Elgin. It's a special treat. And, of course, finally, Mark, one of my favorites, and I know yours, the one and only Sven Gooley will be here as usual. And, you know, he always films a little bit of it. They film him on the street. They film him going up on the stages. They film him in a booth where he signs autographs, and then there's a line of people to get their picture taken with him. He's got his rubber chickens. And then he puts that on his TV show in a segment near the end of the program called Sven on the Road. And it always has the annual Nightmare on Chicago Street in Elgin. And so that's another ad for us.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that'll be on afterwards, but it's still on each year, and then they remember it, of course, for next year.
Yep.
And they see that. Make sure you come. Sven's been on the air 45 years. And, of course, you know, Mark, if you weren't here, I don't think you were here when it happened. The coffin he uses on his TV show, that big coffin that he's in when he opens the door and he talks.
Yeah.
It's upright. That was made by Acme Manufacturing over here on Union Street in Elgin, and it was presented to him by Mayor Dave Captain on the stage.
Is that right?
Yes. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
All right. Well, let's move on, and we don't have much more time. I just want to thank everybody again and thank Rick Coase, who is the that's what Sven Gooley is really all about. And one more thing, in 5 years ago, when the mayor presented that, he also gave Rich Coase a proclamation designating October 19th, 2019 was official Sven Gooley Day in Elgin, and a key to the city. Hey, pretty cool. Now, I don't think any other horror show hosts have received such an honor in any city. I'm just going to guess that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
All right. Well, we say hello to so many people, and I try to. Sometimes I can get it in, sometimes I can't. I don't have time to get hellos in today, except for one person I want to say hi. I got a phone call this week. Johnny Vargas. Johnny Vargas is struggling, and he's homebound now. And Mary's doing everything she can. I'll be calling you, Mary and Johnny, with that phone number you requested. And they wanted to get the name of the podiatrist that does, the foot doctor that does house calls. So I'll be giving you a call a little bit later and sharing that number with you.
Okay.
I do want to say hi to Ron Onesti because it's just I've been to 2 shows since last week, and I had a great time over at the Arcada. Both of them were packed. Both of them right up your alley, Mark. I was shocked that you weren't there. Yeah. The Musical Box, that's the early Genesis music, the Peter Gabriel era. And I know that that's right the sound that you listen to all the time.
I like it.
And the other was Rick Wakeman, the keyboard and pianist from Yes. And I sat down in our seat, and I wasn't there but 5 minutes, and John Polero came and sat down next to me.
Is that right?
And it wasn't his seat. I mean, but he saw me, so he came over. He and his wife were across on the other side.
The cars are.
Yes.
John Polero.
The cars are. In fact, I'm taking him to a special private car collection a week from this Sunday that we have a rare opportunity to visit. a multi-millionaire's private collection, never open to the public, with over 200 cars.
You better not say where it is.
I'm not gonna.
Good morning to First Shift Sherry, by the way. She's on YouTube this morning, and she says, morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Sherry. And I'll be talking to her. Hopefully, I will see her this Sunday, even though brief. She knows what I'm talking about. Better move on here. And, of course, I say hello to my wonderful wife, Maureen, also known as Peach, for all the love and support I get each and every day. She is always going along with my programs, and I've been quite busy. I worked an event last night at Pinstripes in Northbrook. I'm working one tonight in Chicago, and Saturday I'm going to end up with something. I want to move on from the hellos, though, and announce that, remind everybody how lucky Elgin is to have the senior services. What a great triad event we had over there. And Lieutenant McCluskey, I think is his name, from the Elgin Fire Department, did an excellent presentation about the lock boxes and fire safety in the homes, things to do, things not to do. The crowd was very attentive, and they learned a lot. And then we had a doctor talk about wellness and stretching and movement. And then we had another gentleman from a company that basically they have shots, intravenous shots, that are things like B12 and certain things that will boost your immune system. And Sherry did a great job running that. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry Aschenbrenner, of course, the one and only. And speaking of Sherry, make sure you tune into her show on the third Tuesday of the month at 9:05 right here on WRMN, and get on her email list. The second Tuesday of the month at 9:05 is the Elgin History Show called Elgin Time. I hope you'll tune in. Always interesting, informative, and educational. Don't forget, listeners, if you have a question or you think of someone that could use some help, they're a senior, they're in their home, and they are struggling financially, maybe, just maybe, a reverse mortgage is the option for them. It's worth looking into. Please give me a call, as I'm a consultant. I'm at 847-840-7319. Don't forget to visit the Elgin Public Museum and the Elgin History Museum. Wonderful assets to our city, and sometimes people take them for granted. Oftentimes, people don't go to the museums that are in their own town. You go to museums when you go to another town.
Right.
Maybe you got someone visiting. Maybe you just want to do something. What a great place. Hey, and this Sunday, no Bears game. Hey, what an opportunity. All right, don't forget Anderson Humane, and I did read about so many pets that are coming up here from the hurricane and the disasters down south. So it is a time when people will be adopting a lot more pets. So keep that in mind. If there's a way you can help, it could be very, very beneficial to some needy animals. You can't beat the home-cooked meals at the Elgin American Legion. Make sure you go support them and say hi to Mark Smith over there.
Baked haddock all day today, starting at 11:30.
You betcha. Other fish fries in town, of course, the Elgin Turners Club, the Eagles Club, the Public House, RK's in South Elgin, Paul's. Well, I better send it back over to you, Marky B. I think we've got just enough time. We got about a minute.
Yeah.
I'll send it back over after I let you know that make sure you take advantage of WRMN's radio shopping show on Saturdays. But more importantly, keep listening to the show. Keep listening to the stations. And tell others. Elgin's WRMN is a staple. And it's altering, it's growing, it's changing its formats all the time. But they're getting there. Please bear with us. It's a wonderful asset to this city and local news, weather, history, and radio enjoyment. Remember, I will always proudly stand for the American flag, for the flag stands for me. Remember to thank a veteran every day and thank a policeman and a fireman too. Well, that's about it for the Community Spotlight Show today, but I'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes with Music Memories, 75 years of WRMN being on the air and music in the early days. Today's show is 1957, 67, 77, and 87. Stick with us, folks. We'll be back shortly with Music Memories. Thanks for a good show, Mark. God bless America.
All right, we have Music Memories coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk to you in a few after the top of the hour news.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 10 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. State Superintendent of Education, Dr. Tony Sanders, along with data experts from the Illinois State Board of Education, are gearing up to reveal significant insights into the 2024 Illinois Report Card on October 24th, with an event focusing on the academic performance during the 2023-24 school year. The Kane County Health Department Integrated Referral Intake System, or IRIS, has achieved a significant milestone with its 10,000th referral, a milestone underscoring the system's critical role in enhancing community health services in Kane County. Nightmare on Chicago Street is this Saturday in Elgin, and attendees should note significant road closures and parking arrangements. Starting today, key streets including Chicago Street and Douglas Avenue are off limits to vehicles and pedestrians. Public parking will be free, and shuttle service will operate on Saturday from 4:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. from Elgin and Larkin High Schools. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Welcome to the brand new Avid Hotel, Wisconsin Dells Lake Delton, where the essentials are done right every time, all while in the water park capital of the world. Make a splash at Noah's Ark, America's largest water park, or at the Land of Natura, Wisconsin Dells Natural Water Park experience. Family fun at Knucklehead's Trampoline Park, and enjoy train-delivered food at Buffalo Phil's Pizza and Grill. Start your day with our free all-around breakfast featuring rotating hot items and freshly ground premium coffee, right here in the lobby, and a 24/7 fitness center. The new Avid Hotel, 1273 Kalahari Drive, Wisconsin Dells. Call us at 608-404-7600 to book your next getaway. 608-404-7600. Once again, that's 608-404-7600.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Bears are on the bye this week. They're riding a 3-game winning streak, 4-2 overall. They return to action a week from this Sunday on the road at Washington. Big test for number 22 Illini football tomorrow. It's a home game against number 24 Michigan. The Illini 5-1, the Wolverines 4-2. It's a road game for number 12 Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. Northwestern plays host to Wisconsin. The Blackhawks opened up the home half of their schedule with a win last night, 4-2 the final over San Jose. Chicago improves to 2-1 with the win. Tyler Bertuzzi and Nick Foligno each scored a power play goal. Taylor Hall and Jason Dickinson also scored for Chicago. Connor Bedard and Toivo Tervainen with 2 assists apiece. 20 saves in net for Peter Mrazek. The Blackhawks host the Sabres on Saturday night. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching.
The Distance Social, your spot for great craft cocktails with meaningful conversation. Whether you're out entertaining a group or out for a memorable nightcap, the Distance Social is your spot for starting or ending the perfect evening. Located at 314 North River Street in beautiful East Dundee, Illinois. Go the distance and find your social at the Distance Social. The Distance Social, your spot for great craft cocktails with meaningful conversation. Whether you're out entertaining a group or out for a memorable nightcap, the Distance Social is your spot for starting or ending the perfect evening. Located at 314 North River Street in beautiful East Dundee, Illinois. Go the distance and find your social at the Distance Social.
Welcome back. The day before Nightmare on Chicago Street, we are at Douglas Avenue, downtown Elgin, and we move from the Senior Community Spotlight Show with some spooky music into our next segment, which will not be spooky, it'll be happy. It'll be music memories as we welcome Steve Thoren back to the program here on this Friday morning. Hey, Steve, welcome back.
Hey, I'm back, Marky B. Good to be back. I've gone pretty far since our last show.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowhere. Just been moving my arms and my eyes. Well, listeners, here we are with another episode of Music Memories, something near and dear to my heart and hopefully enjoyable for all of you. As you know, and as a reminder, what we do on this show, we commemorate and remember 75 years of WRMN being on the air. And the early years, there was so much music. In fact, so much of that music is still stored here in the archives in the form of records, including thousands of 78s. And, of course, in the 50s, that was the more common media size, the 78 RPM records, one song per side, with a lot of crackles because it was spinning so fast. Well, we're going to start out this year, or today's episode is the number 5 through 8 song on the Billboard charts of the year 1957. Then we go to 67, the 4 songs in 57, and then 77, and then 87. So we'll start out in 1957, and being that we've already done 1 through 4 in 57 a couple months back, now we're at 1957, and we're going to do the songs 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the Billboard chart for the entire year. That way, all different songs that were popular, they might not have been exactly the top songs, but they indeed were oftentimes a number one hit. They just were a number one hit maybe for 1 week or 2 weeks, maybe sometimes even more. But here's the song we're going to start with today, and this song was number 5 for the entire year in 1957 by Jimmy Dorsey. Jimmy Dorsey, of course, was with originally the Dorsey Brothers, and he was a band leader and a musician. His biggest hit was in 1941 with Anna Pulla. It was 10 weeks at number 1. This song, though, in 1957, was the number 5 song for the entire year. It's called So Rare. It was noted as a captivating instrumental track that showcases multi-instruments. Let's hear it, Mark.
There you have it.
How about that? Jimmy Dorsey. I wanted to play the whole song so everyone could hear it. That's him on the clarinet. He also played saxophone. A band leader and a musician. All right, we're going to go to the number 6 song of 1957. And here's a gentleman that's still with us today and still doing commercials on television. Commercials for Geritol and senior-oriented remedies. I'm speaking of none other than White Bucks himself, Mr. Pat Boone. He's currently age 90, and this is his big song that was the number 6 for the entire year, 1957, Don't Forbid Me.
Don't forbid me to hold you tight, darling, don't forbid me to hold you tight. Let me hold you in my loving arms, 'cause it's cold and I can keep you warm. Don't forbid me to kiss your lips, darling, don't forbid me to kiss your lips. Let me kiss you, please, baby, please.
Well, Pat Boone, he had quite the voice, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think he sounds the same now at age 90, but that's really a tone and a resonating sound, and so many people liked him. I know my dad always liked that song, In the Sand, Footprints in the Sand. And he actually does reverse mortgage commercials, too.
He does?
Yes, he does.
Wow.
Amazing. All right, we're going to move on to the number 7 song of 1957. And this was by a man named Guy Mitchell. I'm thinking Derica liked him. He's from the UK and he's from Australia. And he passed away in 1999. But I would think that over there they probably play this song often. But obviously they played it a lot here, being that it was number 7 in the United States for the entire year of 1957. He sold over 44 million records. His name, Guy Mitchell. Guy Mitchell, and here's the song, Singin' the Blues.
Singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, dear. Why'd you do me this way? Well, I never felt more like crying all night, 'cause everything's wrong and nothing ain't right without you. You got me singing the blues. The moon and stars no longer shine. The dream is gone, I thought was mine. There's nothing left for me to do but cry over you. But, well, I never felt more like running away. But why should I go? 'Cause I couldn't stay without you. You got me singing the blues. Singing the blues, 'cause I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, dear. Why'd you do me this way? Well, I never felt more like crying all night, 'cause everything's wrong and nothing ain't right with
You with that one, Mark?
No. Like the way it sounds, though.
I do too, but gosh, I know most of these songs, but that one I just don't recall.
No.
And I like a lot of the old songs from the 50s. I've got a lot of 50s compilation discs, and I don't recall that one. Well, let's move on with our last one from the 50s. This was number 8 on the charts for the entire year, 1957. This is a man named Sonny James. Sonny James, that was his professional name, though, Mark. He was born Jimmy Ho Lawden.
Wow.
And Jimmy Ho Lawden decided to give himself a stage name of Sonny James. And he was a very best known country music singer. And here's his big hit in 1957, Young Love.
They say for every boy and girl there's just one love in this whole world, and I know I found mine. The heavenly touch of your embrace tells me no one can take your place ever in my heart. Young love. Just one kiss from your sweet lips will tell me that your love is real, and I can feel that it's true. We will vow to one another there will never be another love for you or for me. Young love, first love, filled with true devotion. Young love, our love, we share with deep emotion.
That sounds like a 1950 song, doesn't it?
Sure does.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Easy listening, and probably was in the background when maybe certain people were conceived.
Could have been.
Could have been. Kind of gets you in the mood there. We'll put this record on and see what happens. Well, we're going to move from 1957 to 1967. This is quite a change in sound, Mark. From smooth, soft tone of Sonny James to a American pop singing group that took the world by storm, mainly on television in the late 60s. I think the Beatles probably started it all, and this was an American chance to maybe make a fun parody of it, and it turned out to be an amazing thing. I'm talking about the one and only Monkees. Well, the Monkees, they had their TV show, they had a cartoon show, they sold over 75 million records, and they had 4 chart toppers. And it's pretty interesting, Mark. I was in that era. They had cards. I had Monkees trading cards. But I don't think I have them anymore unless they're somewhere in a drawer or a box, which wouldn't surprise me knowing the fact that I never really threw things out.
Yeah, you had a lot of drawers and boxes to look through.
Yes, and I do remember building the Monkey Mobile model car kit. And that was a George Barris customized Pontiac Bonneville that had been stretched to a station wagon and souped up with a blower in it, and so it had a lot of power. It had mags on it. It was red with white leather interior, and it was really cool looking. And I will make mention of this. A week from this Sunday, Mickey Dolenz, one of the original and main singers of the Monkees, is performing at the Arcada.
Really?
Singing Monkees songs. I know my friend Paul Larson is attending. Well, here it is, the number 5 song for the entire year of 1967, the Monkees, with one of their chart toppers, I'm a Believer.
Only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. It seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love.
that was Mickey Dolenz there, and I'm willing to bet you that song will be performed a week from Sunday at the Arcada.
And it may not leave my head before then. It's one of those songs, won't go away.
Uh-oh. Does that mean you're going to be mad at me?
Yeah, I'll forgive you.
Every once in a while, I play one of those, and you go, you stinker, I've been humming that song ever since.
Yeah. No, I see another one coming in about 3 songs that'll probably wipe this one out. So
Okay.
You're okay.
Well, our next song is by a group formed in 1965. They had 6 albums in 5 years, and this particular song was number 6 for the year 1967. Indeed, it was a number 1 hit for a number of weeks. They were known for Jim Morrison, the lead singer's lyrics, and his unique, deep-toned, resonating voice. They sang this song on the Ed Sullivan Show, and it was quite controversial because there's a track in this song where the lyrics say, you can't get much higher. You can't get me much higher. Well, they were told by the Ed Sullivan producers that you had to change that word, and you couldn't say get much higher, and they couldn't say those words, so they were going to had to say something else.
Right.
And they agreed.
Right.
Until they performed it live, and they went ahead and sang their own words. Well, they weren't cut off, but they were told afterwards, you will never be invited back.
Well.
And Jim Morrison says, who cares? We were on once, and that's all we wanted.
Yeah. You ain't going to tell Jim Morrison what to do.
So here it is, The Doors, with their song, Light My Fire.
Untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Well, Mark, you like that song?
Yeah, always like that song.
I always did too. I still have my original box of 45s, and that's in it.
And an instrumental goes on for a long time.
Yes, it does. Ray Manzarek on keyboards. We're going to finish. We got one more 1957 song before the end of the hour, or the half hour, and then we'll resume with one last one in the second half of the show. But this is a little bit of change of pace, a little different sound. And how much time we got, Mark?
About a minute.
We got a minute.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should chat and have this song be the first song when we start the second portion of the program.
We can do that.
As a reminder, listeners, we've got a half-hour break here, or I mean a break at the half hour.
Yeah.
Not a half-hour break. Maybe some of you are hoping. But we take a break for local news at the bottom of the hour, and we'll be back with more songs, and we'll have 2 songs yet from 67, and then we'll have 1977 and 87 featured. We're going to come back with a song by a father and daughter duo. A father and daughter duo, and I'll let you in on it. It's Frank and Nancy Sinatra. Frank was born in 1915. He left us in 1998. Nancy, born in 1940, still with us. We'll be back after these messages and your local news with more music memories.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Kane County Health Department Integrated Referral Intake System, or IRIS, has achieved a significant milestone with its 10,000th referral, a milestone underscoring the system's critical role in enhancing community health services in Kane County. Nightmare on Chicago Street is this Saturday in Elgin, and attendees should note significant road closures and parking arrangements. Starting today, key streets including Chicago Street and Douglas Avenue are off limits to vehicles and pedestrians. Public parking will be free, and shuttle service will operate on Saturday from 4:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. from Elgin and Larkin High Schools. State Superintendent of Education Dr. Tony Sanders, along with data experts from the Illinois State Board of Education, are gearing up to reveal significant insights into the 2024 Illinois Report Card on October 24th, with an event focusing on the academic performance during the 2023-24 school year. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? Because I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Broncos pounded the Saints 33-10 last night in New Orleans. Denver 4-3 with the win. New Orleans drops to 2-5. Javonte Williams rushed for 2 touchdowns. Bo Nix passed for 164 yards and ran for 75. It was Sean Payton's return to New Orleans. Payton coached the Saints from 2006 to 2021 and led them to their only Super Bowl title after the 2009 season. American League Championship Series in 10 innings, the Guardians beat the Yankees 7-5 to cut New York's lead to 2-1. John Kenzie Noel tied it with a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 9th, and David Fry hit a 2-run shot in the 10th to win it. In the NLCS, the Dodgers took a 3-1 series lead, pounding the Mets 10-2. Shohei Ohtani hit a leadoff homer and scored 4 times. Mookie Betts went deep and drove in 4 runs. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates not available in all states.
It's 10:34. 55 degrees outside, headed for a nice high in the upper 60s today. More music memories right now. Matt's got out to lunch in about half an hour. But not before. We've got some more great songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Stevie T is back to bring you more music memories. Hey, Steve, welcome back to the show.
Hey, and it's good to be back. I hope you were all enlightened by that little local news snippet about the nightmare in Chicago Street. And now here we are with some more cool tunes. Well, we've still got two songs from 1977, 67. And we're going to play Frank and Nancy Sinatra with a number 7 song of 1967, Something Stupid.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes that you despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true and never seemed so right before. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come through. Then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and oh, the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Well, that's quite a difference in sound from The Doors' Light My Fire.
Yes, it is.
But I thought that was really cool that someone as famous as Frank was able to sing a duet with his daughter, Nancy, and it became a number 1 hit.
Yeah.
That had to be a really cool feeling. And to think that on the airwaves, and you still hear it. Everyone's heard that song.
I like it.
Yep. All right, we're going to finish 1967 with a song that Marky B is going to be humming for the rest of the weekend.
You knew it, didn't you?
I knew what you meant. This song is from a band that was formed in California in 1965. The name of the band will be something my dear, dear friend Catherine Smith will be thinking about all day long because she has a love of this creature. I'm speaking of none other than the Turtles. And the Turtles were led by Howard Kalin and Mark Volman. They had some other hits like She'd Rather Be With Me and Eleanor. But this is probably their biggest hit. They had several top 40 hits. But here's one more piece of news that you might not know, Mark. But when the Turtles broke up, Howard Kalin and Mark Volman left the Turtles and joined another group, and they were the singers in this group for a couple years. So would you take a stab at who that might be?
No, I have no clue.
None other than the one and the only Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I knew you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, here we have it with the Turtles' 1967 hit, Happy Together.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. Sky they tossed the dice. It had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you, and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice.
Okay, Mark, you're going to be humming it.
Yeah. I think I like that song better than Daydream Believer, or I'm a Believer. Sorry.
That's all right. They did have another one similar to that. All right, now we're going to move to 1977, and this was, they had a, 77's quite a different year. It's so many different sounds that took place, and this is certainly one of them. This was the number 5 song of the entire year of 1977. My goodness, I was running the record store in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, Apple Tree Records. I sold a lot of it. The name of the group was simply one word. The name was HOT, H-O-T. It was 3 girls, all born in the early 50s, a vocal group, $1 million seller. Here's their hit song, Angel in Your Arms.
I'm such a fool to believe everything you say is true. That just goes to show that you really don't know. While you're out painting the town, do you think I'm home just sitting around waiting on you? Now who's really the fool? When I first found out, I heard all over. Felt so left out till I got to know her. So I tried the way that she got over, and I became just like her. So don't be surprised if I met the angel in your arms this morning.
Angel in Your Arms by HOT. You like that one, Mark?
I don't know.
Take it or leave it?
Yeah, I could take it or leave it, yeah.
It's okay to be on, but you probably wouldn't pick it.
No, I wouldn't pick it for sure.
All right, well, we're going to move on to the number 6 song of 1977. It's called I Like Dreamin'. It was actually reached number 3 on the charts. It's by a singer from Los Angeles named Kenny Nolan.
I like dreaming, 'cause dreaming can make you mine. I like dreaming, closing my eyes and feeling fine. When the lights go down, I'm holding you so tight. Got you in my arms, and it's paradise till the morning light. Us on the shore beneath the bright sunshine. We've walked along St. Thomas Beach 1,000,000 times, hand in hand. 2 barefoot lovers kissing in the sand, side by side. The tide rolls in, I'm touching you, you're touching me. If only it could be.
I like dreaming. I vaguely remember it.
I don't remember it. It doesn't sound too bad though.
It's a nice melody, but I'm kind of surprised that it was that high up on the charts. Well, let's move on to the number 7 song of 1977. This one is by Thelma Houston. She's still with us. She's 78 years old now. She won a Grammy for this song for the Best Female R&B Song of the Year. It was indeed a #1 hit. It's called Don't Leave Me This Way. Don't Leave Me This Way, Thelma Houston. You like that one?
You know, I didn't know what it was until we just got to that last line there, and yeah, it's not bad. I thought it was maybe Donna Summer.
It sounds a lot like her sound.
Yeah.
Very, very similar type beat.
If you would have played me that song without giving me the artist's name, I would have guessed Donna Summer.
I think you and many. It just had that Donna Summer sound. Well, this is our last song coming up now from 1977. And this is the #8 song for the entire year of 1977. This is by Rita Coolidge. Rita Coolidge is still with us, age 79, a singer, a songwriter, and an actress. She even came back and did another album, Mark, in 2022 at age 77. She's a two-time Grammy winner. This is her big hit that was from 1977. It's called Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher and Higher.
Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before.
Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher and Higher. I like that song too.
Not a bad song. I forgot about that one.
Yep. Got a nice sound to it. I wonder what her album sounds like from 2022. We'll have to give that a try sometime. Now we're going to move fast forward 10 more years, and we're getting into the time era where I sometimes don't remember them all because they weren't on the radio as much. And I wasn't in the industry anymore, but still somewhat connected. But here's a band that started out in the 60s. They changed their name twice, but it was only an alteration that kind of went along with the changing times. Their original name was Jefferson Airplane. And then they became Jefferson Starship. And then finally, they just became Starship.
Yep.
Well, this is their hit from 1987. Mickey Thomas, I saw, was singing somewhere locally in Chicagoland just last month. I imagine he played this song. Here it is, their hit from 1987, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you. Let them say we're crazy. I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand, baby. Don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other.
Nothing's gonna stop us now. That's kind of like how all these workers outside feel.
Yeah.
Well, now they've been assigned the job, they're ready to go, and they're moving on. All right, moving on. We've got 3 songs left today. We better move on so we can get them all in. Our next one is the number 6 song of 1987 by Robbie Neville. He was born in 1958, and he had 5 songs in the top 40s. He was a writer, a producer, and a guitarist. This song made it to number 2, but it was number 6 for the entire year. C'est la vie.
That's okay, but they got me working night and day. Punching in, punching out. Is this really what life's all about? What you gonna do? What you gonna feel? I don't know. What you gonna feel? What you gonna do? Ooh, someone tell me what you wanna say, what you wanna do. There's only one thing left. What you wanna do? What you wanna say? Say la vie, say la vie. That's just the way it goes. That's right. Oh yeah. Say la vie, say la vie. That's just the way it goes. That's
C'est la vie. Time to go, Robbie Neville. C'est la vie.
Yep, take it easy.
Well, I personally like C'est la vie sung by Greg Lake of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. One of the prettiest songs I think ever. Excuse me. Well, we're going to move on to number 7. Here I Go Again by Whitesnake.
I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. just another heart in need of rescue. Waiting on love's sweet charity. And I'm gonna hold on for the rest of my days.
There it is, Whitesnake. Whitesnake, the number 7 song. They originally started, Mark, as a background band for Deep Purple's David Cornerdale. And now they are still together today.
Yeah, David Coverdale. Yeah.
So you know about him.
A little bit. I know our Whitesnake was the band that was... these hits, that hit especially was like my senior year in high school. My high school heyday, buddy.
Hey, all right.
Yep.
Look out. All right, well, we're going to finish off today with the number 8 song of the year 1987. Another song that was in your high school heyday.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was, well, lo and behold, living a way different life. This artist was known for folk rock, jazz, bluegrass, folk, the pedal steel guitar, a songwriter and a pianist. His name, Bruce Hornsby. His band was called The Range. Bruce Hornsby and The Range. He's 69 years old, still with us and still playing music. And we're going to finish off with this one. And after this song, we'll fade right into the end of the end of the program today.
Yeah.
And into news. So thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you have a great, wonderful, safe weekend. I hope you attend Nightmare. And we'll be back next week with the Senior Community Spotlight Show and more music memories. Here is The Way It Is by Bruce Hornsby and The Range.
On some delicious grub? Look no further than Sticky Fingers in Carpentersville. Family owned